everybody. It's already Thursday. Can y'all believe that? We blew through a perfectly good weekend last weekend, and we flowed right through Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday like it wasn't even there. But now here we are. It's Thursday. We're headed into another great weekend here in Alabama. Woo, it's going to get iffy tomorrow. We got bad weather coming in. I think we're going to get the outer bands maybe of some of these hurricanes that flowing through, but anyway, so not a good weekend this weekend. So if you're going to be in North Alabama, you might want to change those plans if you're camping. So I've seen on some of my hiking pages that I follow where a lot of hikers were coming to DeSoto State Park, and they are changing plans because they were tent camping. So anyway, so let's see. Johnny's Journey has woke up and is in the house. Can y'all believe that? So Johnny is a guy. If y'all are building a van, y'all got to go over and check out Johnny's Journey. Next week, I hope to catch her live on Tuesday night because I am not working next week. I'm off next week. So we have our fall break. So that'll be a relief. So hopefully we're going to be real busy. They inspected the house yesterday. We should know today or tomorrow how that went. Maybe there weren't too many things. The house is 19-year-old, so you never know. I've been on edge. Felix said, my Lord, what could they find? But anyway, I'm sure they can find something. I've never had a house inspected, even new ones, when they didn't find something. So I always get a little nervous. I'd say little would be an understatement this time. So, so y'all ought to be in our group chat I talk about a lot. I might have to have a membership group chat. That might draw more people in. Oh, man. Anyway, so if you see people's names in green, that means they're a member. If you see the green peace sign by their name, for sure. Now, not all phones look at the members the same color, according to Felix. So
Johnny's not going to be live next Tuesday, so you won't get to see her anyway. She's going to Mayberry. She's going to Mayberry.
Oh, wow, man. I hate that. But anyway, I had to go by and check out Blaine. I have missed Blaine a few times. So, but anyway, let's see who's in the house. Happy Place Camping's here. Kiddd74 is here. They're both not only in the house, but they're in the house. I mean, they are. And Christine Reed, I think, is friends with Kiddd74. Kenneth Oaks is here. Artist on the Road, of course, is here. I mean, I would think something's wrong if Artist on the Road was not here. Purple Tube is in the house. Chasing America, Johnny's Journey. So I'm getting an echo.
I heard it too.
Living Yes is in the house. Tree Holly is popping in. Let's pull him up. Britton Farm Homestead. And thanks for the super chat, Johnny's Journey. $4 cup of coffee. That'll work. That is tight as well. I haven't had to buy coffee in a while, so thanks for the other cup of coffee. So appreciate that. Speaking of that, we have a lot of good coffee sponsors. K&R Destination, Mel and Nettie. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Somebody else sent me coffee. I'll think of it and apologize tomorrow. Anyway, somebody else sent me coffee. So anyway, I get coffee sent to me all the time because it is a coffee show, right? So speaking of that, I'm going to try to get Roasters Marketplace back on here maybe in a couple of weeks. We may have to work them in on a Friday and just hang out. So they haven't been on in a while, and I owe them a little bit more time. They've been really good to the show, so I need to get them up here. We don't have a deal by no means, but they're really good to us, and they're the other one that sent me coffee. Roasters Marketplace sent me coffee. So, and they also sent me a cool kettle, by the way. So, so we've got to. Hey, have y'all guys got YouTube and StreamYard brought up? If you do, mute YouTube. That's where our echo's coming from.
Mute, yeah. If you've got a YouTube tab open, mute the YouTube tab.
Okay. Okay, the YouTube tab is muted.
Do you have more than one StreamYard tab brought up, or any tab, or do you have another device that's got the show on? Your cell phone? Anything?
No.
So I'm going to mute you guys. We're going to try to eliminate the issue. So do we have the issue anymore?
No.
No issue.
Mm-mm.
All right. So it's something on your end. It sounds just like when you have like.
I wonder if are you guys using like a microphone that's built into your computer, or do you have an external microphone?
It's a
It's an
delay.
external.
Hmm.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay, did that help?
I still hear it.
Yeah, we still hear the delay. It's like
That's
it's
weird.
two channels playing the same channel.
Let me see here. It's an external.
One of them is picking up the delay and it's feeding it back through your
Mm-hmm.
microphone.
Is that better?
So let's test 1, 2.
That's better.
Yep, that's it right there.
Okay, all right then.
You got it. Good deal.
So that happens a lot on here, so don't feel bad. So Meemaw Matters just come in the door. James Reed's here. Hannah Hines is in the house. I think that's all the ones that just came in the door.
And I wasn't looking, so
We got 17 here. So, I was talking about the membership tab. Well, I'm going to throw that out there right quick. On some computers, y'all will see their name in green. On every computer, you should see a peace sign out by their name. That means they're members. That's $4.99 a month. I get about $3.50 of that. That just helps me and Tammy a little bit. What you get for that is cool behind the scenes of mine and Tammy's and the kids' life that you don't see here, that we've not shared here. If we have shared it here, it's been really rare. So you get that behind the scenes look. You get to use special emojis that are custom made by Felix about the characters on the show. And I would call us all characters. So we're all a piece of work. And so anyway, so you have that. So you can do that. Patreon's still open. We still do Patreon. The difference between Patreon and YouTube, some levels of Patreon allows part of your membership to go to Dirt Road Missions, which is our nonprofit where we do mission work around the globe. So that's a little different than YouTube. There's some benefits on Patreon that are not offered on here, and vice versa. So if you want to be a member in some form or fashion, you do get recognized both. I think we have our Patreon members listed in the bots. So, and all that good work. If you, K&R Destinations, our first VIP. A VIP Patreon member is about like being a sponsor because it is an upper level financially commitment. And so they get a little bit more attention. So, but anyway, y'all know that. It's just in the bot. That's there if you want it. Nothing required. YouTube is free. Podcast is free. All that. You don't lose nothing by us having that, but we get a lot of requests. People don't know how they can support us otherwise or get more content, and that's how you do it. And if you want a shirt, there is a merch store as well. All of that is on the About page. I'm not going to take up the whole show talking about it, but all of that is on the About page. If you are a member, you get a shirt at closest to cost as we can make it. We make 42 cents on the membership shirt. It's cool. I think I got some pictures somewhere. I think I got a picture.
yeah, we can share those tomorrow.
YouTube thingies.
Anyway, it's got membership wrote real big and like gray. And then in the middle, it's got the Daydream logo. So, really cool. They're about $10.99. If you're a member, you get the code to buy that. So, anyway. All right. So, all that's done. Any more housekeeping?
I think that's it.
So, tomorrow is fun day. I'm not sure. I may take off tomorrow, depending on if we get results on the inspection. If the house is for sure sold, me and Tammy may go house hunting because we're going to be homeless in a few days. So we may venture off. So if you see something pop up tonight or in the morning, me and Tammy went house hunting. I don't have time to go when I drive my school bus. and we don't want to be around a lot of people, so we'd rather go during the weekdays, so there's not as many people there. So what we do is go between my bus routes, and I don't have time to do that if I do my show. Hopefully, you guys will be patient with me, get me through these next few weeks, get the house sold. Hopefully, Lord willing, get the house sold, help us find another place, get moved. So that may disrupt things in the next few weeks. So bear with us. All right. All of that took 11 minutes and 23 seconds. I can run my mouth.
Yes, we know.
Holly's in the house. How's Jerry Holly? Jerry Holly is on the phone. I seen his mouth moving. So Jerry Holly is the unofficial official co-host of the show. He's also a fire something for a district. He's a boss. He's a white shirt, what we would call him in our area. So he's a big dog, drives a brand new Chevrolet truck. Mike Daddy just sold his home, going to get a big check in a few days. So I can talk about him. He can hear me, but he can't respond because he's on the phone. And so he'll give me that evil look in just a minute. No, he might not can hear me. He may not hear you. So we can all do this.
You go right ahead, Gary.
He's grinning now. I know he's seen that. All right, we got Kiddd74 in the house. Hey guys,
How you doing?
Good morning.
so feel free to drink all the coffee you want to drink. So, right off the bat, are y'all coffee drinkers?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Well, wait a minute. I'm fixing to determine that. Do you drink coffee black, or do you add stuff to it to make it chocolate milk? That's what I want to know. So, do you drink coffee or do you drink chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk.
Oh
I
man!
drink French vanilla creamer.
Oh man! What is it with people nowadays?
You're outnumbered, Gary. Almost everybody puts something in their coffee.
All right, I will make a confession here. I do like French vanilla cappuccinos, but my wife don't allow me to drink too many of them. I think it's the sugar and being a kid at heart, and too much sugar with this kid don't work well. So
I can see that.
yeah. So, but anyway, so tell us your names. I don't know your name. I'm new to the channel. A lot of the people we have on here, guys, in the chat, I don't know. Felix has found them, or Nettie's found them, or somebody's found them. And it may be a channel I don't know. So when they come on the show, they gain me as a subscriber. So that's pretty cool because I get to ask questions y'all want to know because I'm clueless. Don't know anything about them. So, but anyway, tell us who you are. Tell us what your channel's about.
Okay. My name is Willie, and this is Melanie, my wife. The name Kiddd74, that's our channel. It's mainly a traveling channel. It started off as something a little bit different. In the beginning, it was more Vegas focused on Vegas entertainment and stuff like that. But then over time, we kind of changed our direction in which we were going in and started focusing on just more like a broader variety of different, places to go to and so forth.
Yeah, Vegas is big, but you can only do so many videos about Vegas, right?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And especially, the Vegas community for vlogging, it's just totally different. It's a different animal. This is definitely more of our speed and what we like to do. So it just takes a lot of the stress off of me. And not only when we're traveling doing vlogs, we can enjoy the places that we're going to now. So
yeah. We have to watch as YouTubers, which we've not a lot of us got to travel much lately, but we have to watch as YouTubers. We have to balance that family time while we're on vacation, YouTube video, and we try to integrate it as much as we can and make it fun. And my wife don't like being on camera. My son definitely don't want to be on camera much. And now me and my daughter, we're the loudmouths of the bunch. She has no problem getting on the camera. So, but I can tell when the kids are like, Dad, we got a lot to do.
Yeah.
can we put the camera down for 5 minutes? You know, they don't have to say that. I can see it in their eyes, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. But so you guys, I guess y'all live close to Vegas?
Well, we're in Pueblo, Colorado, so it's about, you know, when we fly out to Colorado Springs, and it takes us about like an hour and 10 minutes or so to fly into Vegas. It's very convenient. We haven't driven yet to Vegas. That's like a 12-hour drive. So it's easily accessible for us to get back and forth to Vegas, you know. So that's kind of was worked in our favor for a while.
Yeah, probably out of Colorado they have daily nonstop flight, cheap flights. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Like here, Birmingham to Orlando, or it may be Chattanooga to Orlando, they have like a ton of flights because of Disney World.
Sure.
And or they used to, I don't know if they still do. They're cheap. Like you can fly down there cheaper than you can drive.
Yeah.
Because they run so many flights, and that's probably y'all been in Colorado, Vegas. I'd say that'd be a popular route.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, when everything kind of happened, you know, when things changed a little bit, you know, the flights weren't as often, but it still worked within our schedule, you know, so it wasn't a big deal, but we definitely started going less. And then definitely now a lot of things have changed in Vegas, trying to go to Vegas. So it just makes things a little bit different, you know.
Yeah. So where did the Kiddd74 come from?
Well, no, it's a name that really I've had it for over like 20 years. It was just something I came up with a long time ago because people just would refer to me as like the kid, like, hey, that kid over there, and it just kind of stuck, you know. And when I got my YouTube channel, which was like in 2012, but I wasn't doing videos back then. I didn't even know how I got the channel. It just was a name that I put under the name of the channel itself. It's just until I started vlogging is when it just became more of an identity with the name. So
yeah, I think it's cool.
Oh,
I like how you done it with the 3Ds.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, try to pick a name on YouTube. I mean, I guess the 1D was taken.
Yeah.
And then 74 is for the year I was born, so it just made it, you know, just easier like that.
I thought you might have been a football player or something.
Oh,
you know?
no.
That kid number 74.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything in the South is based on football.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So, do you guys now when you do a lot of your traveling, do y'all like do any cruises, or do y'all mainly fly out and drive out?
Well, I mean, in the past, I mean, before Melanie and I met, I did a lot of cruising. I've been on like 9 cruises, but a lot of times, you know, I left out of Port Canaveral, Florida,
Yeah.
to go to, like, Nassau, or I left out of New York City to go to trying to think, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
I want to go to San Juan. I haven't been to San Juan.
Yeah. So I mean, but no, with me and Melanie, I mean, we like staying on the land now.
Yeah.
Especially everything. I mean, I still kind of watch the cruising industry and stuff like that, but things have changed for them too now. So.
And we like the drive through the mountains.
Y'all live in God's country up there. That's beautiful. My daughter works for well, she did. She's changing companies now, but she worked, and she'll still work on the Patriot Missile, but she worked on the Patriot Missile program. So they fly her out of Huntsville to New Mexico, White Sands. Well, the last time they flew her out there, they flew her home. That she has to take the cheapest, like they have people in the company that books their flight. So whatever the cheapest route is,
yeah,
it's what she has to fly. So they flew her from White Sands to Denver, Colorado, to Birmingham. Rather than White Sands to Birmingham, she had to make a loop, and she took pictures in Denver just from the airport. Amazing, beautiful pictures. And she was flying in, she was taking pictures. It was amazing. But I'd love to come up in that part of the world. Y'all got a lot of video, and y'all could do right there at home.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. You guys have almost endless supply of content there in Colorado.
You know, and I mean, it took me a while to realize that, Felix. You know, I just think when everything kind of kicked off and everything happened and things changed, it gave me time to reassess my channel, and I started thinking about that. I was like, I mean, we live in an area, content's in our backyard, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
just,
you see it all the time, so it's nothing
Sure.
special to you.
Yeah.
But somebody that, well, let's say, like Gary, who doesn't see it all the time, it's interesting to him because he gets to see it, through your eyes. So
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
Jerry Holly came. He's talking about not appreciating what you have. I live in North Alabama, and we have like the Soda State Park, the Tennessee River, Gunnersville Lake. We have a lot of things,
Sure.
and we have Mentone, which resembles. I'd say Mentone resembles kind of the old, what you used to see in the old Smoky Mountain with the cabins in the wood. You still see, but a little more woods and then commercial. But anyway, I didn't realize how much I was taking for granted where I live. Jerry Holly came down from Kansas and camped with us a couple months back, and he was here for 3 or 4 days. So we just rode around in the truck, carried him all over, and he's like, "Wow, he lives in flatland. They don't have mountains." And he would just be in awe. And we took him to a park that overlooked the Tennessee River, and he's just like shock and awe. And I'm like, "Do y'all not have this everywhere?" I just took that for granted, I reckon.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately,
do what?
unfortunately, that east side of Colorado, Kansas kind of grew into it or something. I don't know. Kansas ruined the east side of Colorado.
Yeah.
That state just needs to be plucked out. I've lived there, so I can say this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny, Felix. We agree with you. I mean, like, we had a trip at first scheduled to go to Dodge City. And I mean, we keep putting it off. And it's just because, we know everybody knows when you go east, it's nothing but flat. And there's really not a lot out there. But then the other side of that, too, is when we go west up into the mountains, we have to time that because we're coming to a point in the season where we have to cut it off because of the weather and, the terrain and so forth. So that becomes an issue, too, for like fall and winter travel. So, I mean,
you should go to Dodge City. We've been there. This was before YouTube, but we did too much before YouTube. We need to go back and redo some of that stuff. But yeah, Dodge City's pretty cool. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Felix and them need to do a slideshow video of pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
We've talked about that because we have, Washington, D.C. We've got, oh my gosh, I can't, Mount Rushmore. Yeah. We did Pikes Peak. And I mean, we did all that stuff, and that was all pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There comes Slow Momentum in the house. Now, Slow Momentum he has pulled RVs probably, I don't know this for a fact, but I would say he has pulled RVs across most of the states.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He delivers RVs from manufacturers to dealers. And you ever get a chance to watch his videos, he'll put the camera up on the dash. And my favorite, and I say this every time I mention his channel, my all-time favorite live stream he done, and it's still up. I don't know if he's got it listed with Mount Hood or not, but he's driving through, and you can see Mount Hood in the background, and it is just awesome. And KT knows, like, where he's going. He knows what he's going through, so he'll say, "Hey, that's Mount Hood," and he's describing it all off, and he's just driving his truck, pulling a camper, and it's just that view from the dash. I was just awestruck.
Yeah.
So he's drove through every state but Hawaii, obviously. That's pretty good, though, to have drove through every single state.
Yeah. There's nursing our travel bug coming in the door.
So do you guys have an RV, or is that something you might think about for future for traveling, or?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny you say that. I mean, it's like we have we already have a truck that we can pull pretty much any size travel trailer with, and we purposely kept it for that reason. It's a Ford Excursion. I mean, it's a V10. I know it's a gas hog. I already know that, but just with that, it having the torque and the towing capacity, we don't drive it only in the wintertime here. And that was literally the only reason we kept it. You know, it's out in my shed out back. And I mean, it still runs and all that. Bring it out in the wintertime. But that, you know, it's not practical for daily use, you know, but we purposely kept it just to have that option just in the future.
So y'all need y'all an R pod. Is it just you two, or y'all have kids to travel with you? Just you
No,
two?
it's just us two.
Oh man, like an R pod would be awesome to pull behind that.
Oh,
It
wow.
wouldn't weigh anything, and they're pretty roomy. And you know, when you're traveling, you don't want to stay in the camper much anyway, unless it's raining.
True.
Right.
And I mean, we would have definitely had a travel trailer by now if our house, you know, if I had a place to store it. At one time when we redid our backyard, I purposely had like a double gate on there to put an RV, put a travel trailer back there. But we had a bad storm, and then I just went ahead and sealed up the gate, and I put another post in, and we just kind of left it at that. But no, we tried to prep everything for that, for after we were done working and all that. So
being nosy in your background, I see an Al Pacino poster.
oh,
Wait.
We're friends for life.
well, yeah, we have movie posters. This at one time was a kind of our family room. It's in our basement. And I kind of turned it into like my new office. I kind of shut down my old office and moved everything into this room because it's only us two to live here, and we just wasn't using the room.
He stores all his toys and action figures in here too.
I noticed that. So, I'm in my closet, so if you like any shirts, feel free to let me know. They may be for selling in there too. You may well see a Harley shirt, or I don't know, Mission shirt, or
I
K9
like your
shirt.
background. I like the background.
Yeah, you really need to take a picture of that, Gary, because when you guys get into a different place, everybody's going to miss the closet.
Oh Lord, y'all
You
are
need that for a green screen.
we're downsizing. I don't know if you guys keep up with the show, but we're downsizing. But we're being forced to downsize. Actually, we can survive a little bit longer if we get to go back to work, but we're selling our home. Our business has been shut down. We're in the inflatable business. We do moonwalks and slides, and we typically shut down in November anyway for the winter, but we never got to reopen from last November. So this coming November will be a year since we've been open. And so we're selling our home. We're going to cash out since the market's high. And we're probably going to wind up with a mobile home on a piece of property.
Oh, wow.
And so, but we'll be mortgage free, truck payment free, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's about right there.
Yeah. So I had a big table in our bedroom at one time, and I had this big area, you know, I could spread out, and had the fireplace behind me. And when we started downsizing, Tammy moved me to the closet. She said it was my idea, but I don't remember it being my idea. So
yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Our closet's pretty big, and so we have this cabinet that you open the doors and it pulls out of the computer desk, and then I can close my laptop and that drawer slide in. I can close it. Other than the chair, you wouldn't know that it's a desk.
Yeah.
Works out pretty good. So any of you guys, I think Happy Place Camping just posted. Any of you guys have questions, tag Happy Place Camping, or type question, and we'll try to get it asked. But so what is one of the coolest trips you guys have been on? That may have two answers. That may be a his and her answer.
Well, honestly, oh man, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, the first time, like we haven't always been going to Vegas. I mean, we started going to Vegas in June of 2019, I think, and we were just, I mean, we waited so late in our lives to finally get out and see that place, and it was like kind of it kind of puts you on like system overload. It's a lot to take in for a first trip, and God, I fell in love with it. I mean, before the whole YouTube thing. I mean, I love Vegas, and it was just, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to go back all the time. We even was thinking about moving there, and so forth. But we started to realize that. I mean, I've already retired from one job already. I was in the military for 21 years. I retired out of that. And I just didn't want to, when I started looking at the cost of living and stuff like that in Vegas, I was just like, wow, you know, if I move there, you know, reality, I'm going to have to work again. So I just didn't want to.
Not a great idea.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, you know, we're kind of in the, I don't want to say we're in the like the downslope of our life, but I don't want to have to ramp it back up again like that. And it's always different when you know you have an option of whether you want to go to work or you have to go to work. So, and then plus I was scared too that if I moved there, it may change the way I feel about the place. You know, kind of like when we first moved to Pueblo, you know, I used to love this town, but because of my job now, I get to see parts of Pueblo that I would have never came in contact with if I just never worked in Pueblo. So it gave me a different outlook on Pueblo. And you know, I mean, I just feel like, you know, the cost of living is like dirt cheap here, so it's very easy for us to live comfortable here within the lifestyle. So, but no, Vegas has always been like, it has a special place in my heart, you know, since my first visit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So is that the same for the boss over here?
No. No. Well, we originally went to Las Vegas for our anniversary. And it was fun and it was exciting and it was like you're like in awe of the place. But my favorite is Estes Park, Colorado. You know, we went there.
We would never
for our
forget
anniversary.
Yeah.
And it was a very special place. It was a neat place. Neither one of us had ever been there before we went together for our anniversary, and we got to stay at the Stanley Hotel, and there's just a lot that, you know, one night we stayed in a cabin in this really neat little campground, and it's just a beautiful place, and I think that'll always be my favorite.
Well, it sounds like a pretty cool place there.
Okay, you know, I want to take my answer back. Okay? She's absolutely right. You know, I mean, Estes Park, yes, there's a special place in my heart for Estes Park. I can go there, like, we go there once a year. And I love it. I do. I mean, this last trip was a little different because with trying to video and all that, I mean, oh my God. I mean, I didn't get to really enjoy it the way I used to enjoy it, but she's really helpful. Melanie helps me a lot with trying to get the B-roll and do all this other stuff. I mean, and try to make it where I can enjoy the vacation, you know, or whatever. Yeah. But, yeah.
So I take it from your answer just then, you guys work the YouTube together, like videoing and editing. Is that a combined effort?
Yeah, we kind of we do that now. I think in the beginning when I was doing it by myself, and because of the amount of editing that's involved, I don't know, it became more stressful. And then with Melanie there to get a lot of the B-roll, to get a lot of stuff for Instagram posting, it helps me out tremendously. A lot of the video I use is hers, you know, and I even tell her, like, you know, it's different when you're looking at a place through a different set of eyes, you know, because she could pick up on certain things that I like when I see it, and I wish I would have took a picture of that or a video clip.
And it was all accidental because I was doing his tag along, so I was doing like my own little thing on the sly, and then he looked at it and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to use yours," and then so he started giving me more, you know, a part of his world there. So I got to, you know, budge my way in.
Hey, you're the boss. Tell him what to do. I learned that about 32 years ago. That's when me and Tammy got married.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't take me long to learn.
Yeah.
But so what kind of cameras do you guys use, or do you use your iPhones? Or? I use iPhones.
He could open his own Best Buy store.
Oh, wow. He's one of those guys.
Yeah. I got a lot of different cameras. Like for the car videos when we were on the inside, like getting shots of the road, I use my Osmo Action. I use my GoPro 8 for like the vlogging because I like the wide screen, the 60mm wide screen. I use the RX100 Mark 7 Sony for like B-roll because of the zoom, the 200mm zoom. I got an A6100 Sony that Melanie mainly used for B-roll and for footage, and we got our iPhone 11s, and I think that's pretty much. Oh, and my Osmo Pocket I use for when I got to sneak in areas that I'm not allowed to. Yeah.
And probably about 5 different tripods,
Yeah.
all at different levels. He's got his
Yeah.
drone. He's got his
Oh, the
different
drone. Yeah, I
mics.
forgot about
He's
that.
Oh
got
yeah,
his
we
cat.
got
He's got all this stuff.
So you need to do a video, Melanie, and the intro to the video is you walking in with a Rubbermaid tub and your wife pumping out everything.
So my question is, when you guys go somewhere, do you take it all with you? How do you decide what you want to take?
You know, Felix, at first, what we used to do is we would try to be minimalist. And that always came back to bite me every time I showed up to a spot, because we end up taking it. We end up leaving it. And then all of a sudden there becomes like an area or something we want to cover and we don't have it. And I'm sitting there mad at myself because I'm like, you know what, it's different if you don't have it. And then, then you can make do, but we have it. And then we left it like here in Pueblo, and then it gets annoying, or then even another one, you bring everything with you and now you don't want to lug it around, because that's the problem I have. It's like I get there and it's like, I don't want this backpack on my back the whole time. And then we show up at a spot and I left a tripod or I left something else in the room. And then I don't know, there has to be like a balance. There has to be something.
I inherited the backpack and I'm not now but that's all right.
Funny.
Oh my, Jerry Holler, you feeling better today, buddy?
Yeah. Still got the cough, but I'm okay.
Jerry Holly's been a little under the weather. He got a negative test result, so he could go back to work. So he never test positive. So he had no allergies, and he said that he gets it twice a year, and that was his first time, I think, this year.
Oh wow!
So, the
weather's been changing. So
fall and the spring. Yep.
We're back to warm again. Yeah. Yesterday it was like in the mid 80s or something. I don't know.
94 here yesterday.
I don't think we got that warm, but it was warm enough to turn the air back on.
Yeah, I had to turn my air back on yesterday.
Yeah, that's how we are. Heater in the morning and air conditioner at night.
Yep.
Or
vice versa, yeah.
During
you
the day.
done your C class yet?
No, she's going to the bank. That's last I heard. She's going to the bank.
Good deal.
But then her son ended up getting some surgery.
Oh, I got
So you guys have been to, I know you've got upcoming videos for like New Mexico area and stuff like that. But where is one place you would like to go that you haven't been yet?
Oh, just one?
Just your most desired.
Oh, I don't even know. There's so many. Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon. I want to drive across the Mississippi River. There's like so many places we want to go. We are definitely going back to New Mexico. I mean, that was an awesome trip. We both loved that. There's more Vietnam memorials that we want to see across the states. It's just, there's so many things. Our country is amazing. We have a whole list of stuff. We just got to quit working.
Yeah, right. Work gets in the way.
Yes. And we have different days off. And with my job, we plan our vacations a year out. Like every April, we have to schedule our vacations for a year. So it's hard sometimes to line our schedules up. And his is more flexible. So we get lucky sometimes, but it's rough sometimes.
Sound like you need to retire. Willie's over there. Shh. I want to stay married.
Well, I mean, I gave her the option before to like go ahead and tap out, because she knows I want to tap out. I'm like kind of at my wit's end with it, but I feel bad. I want us to do it together. So that's why I kind of try to hold on as long as I can with, working this other job now, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's so hard. There's so many things I'd rather do in the day and just kind of focus on other things, besides going to my job.
Just got a few more bills that we want to pay off, and then I told him on my 50th birthday, that's it, I'm done. Gonna quit on my birthday.
Me and Tammy, if our plan goes well, we'll have one pretty good sized note that we need to get rid of to be completely out of debt, but we would have gained a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
Like in a year, we would have like took out a mountain,
Wow.
and so it would be amazing to be in that position. But yeah, we would like to gear down just a little bit.
Yeah.
I just got to say, I feel like she's going to be working a really long time because she looks like she's really far from 50 years old.
Yeah.
3 years left.
Oh.
3 years left.
You don't look that at all. So I was sitting here thinking, my gosh, how long she still got to work?
I think Jury thought she was 30. I was thinking that too.
No, I was thinking maybe 36, 7-ish, something around that area. That's kind of what I was thinking. Wow.
So, now, so you guys live in an awesome place. If you guys could relocate and wanted to relocate and money wasn't an object, where would you relocate to?
Probably a place where I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of winter, so I've never been one that said, "Oh, I like the snow" or anything like that. It's never been one of my things. It would just have to be a place kind of like southern, like maybe Arizona, Nevada. Like I don't know, Texas. No, because the humidity. Absolutely not. But a southern place where the weather, I don't have to worry about the snow and like putting snow tires on and all that. I'm so over all that stuff.
Yeah, that would get on my nerve real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I love the beauty of it, but
Sure.
I don't like the reality of it.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. So where would the boss want to move to? She's thinking Hawaii, Miami, Key West.
There's lots of places, but I agree. Somewhere warm. I hate the cold. I grew up on the East Coast, and it was amazing and beautiful, but then you have the hurricanes and the other weather to deal with. I think Arizona or Nevada would be good places.
That sounds pretty cool. I don't know about Arizona. It gets pretty warm out there in some places.
Well, yeah, but if you stay more in like northern Arizona, you get kind of a good mix of cool, and if it does get really hot, it doesn't seem like it stays hot very long. So.
Mm-mm. And when I visit my son, he was stationed in Yuma, and I went there in July, and it was like super hot, but it's a different.
It's a different hot.
Yeah. Dry, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, you get all that humidity, like here in Missouri, you get all that humidity, which is just miserable.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been YouTubers?
Well, honestly, like I said, I had the channel for a long time, wasn't doing videos. Oh, so I would say probably since about.
Hey, don't her, ma'am. You don't better than that, soldier. Hey, by the way, I meant to say it a while ago, but thanks for your service too. I always rag all these service guys because I just rag them, kid them.
He was putting out videos before I even knew he was putting out videos.
Yeah.
And then he finally showed me one, and I'm watching it, and he had like 3 prior to that. I didn't even know he was doing it. He kind of did it on the sneaks to see if it, if he really wanted to pick it up as a hobby.
But yeah, I mean,
it took off.
It's almost like a year now. I mean, it's been since Thanksgiving of 2019.
Wow, y'all exploded.
Well, there was reasons behind that. I mean, I got lucky in the beginning. And what I mean by that is I had 2 good friends that had, decent sized YouTube channels in the Vegas community. They were over 30K, and we became, friends. It wasn't just a YouTube thing. We became really good friends, and they really supported my channel a lot, supported me getting off the ground. And one of my friends, his name was Matthew. He has a Say Hi to Matthew channel. It's like a Vegas entertainment channel. He kind of really talked me into it. You know, he asked me, have I ever thought about it? And I was like, well, sure, everybody's thought about being a YouTuber, you know. But, you know, he kind of encouraged me to do it and support it. But I mean, that within itself, too, it came at a cost, you know, falling under the umbrella of two bigger channels, kind of being a spinoff from his channel. That was a double-edged sword. It cut both ways. And I kind of lost some of the opportunities small YouTubers do that they have when they're trying to learn the process and start like trying to love the process. It was a stress. It was stress. A lot of things were really stressful for me in the beginning because there was an expectation already built in that I didn't know about, you know. So there was always everything was being scrutinized and so forth. So it was just, you know, it was a period where it was like a big learning curve for me, very big, you know, to try to figure this all out and so forth. So
Yeah, you didn't even have enough videos probably by then to gain any watch time off of that, did you?
exactly, you know, I mean, I could have monetized back in I want to say back in maybe March or so of 2020, and I waited till like June or July just because I didn't really feel, I was like, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying that I didn't feel I was worthy, but I just kind of didn't. I didn't feel my channel was where it needed to be yet for that. So, but then people were telling me, you should do this and so forth. So, you know, I went ahead and did it because I met the criteria for it. But like you said, I didn't have a lot of videos. You know, I had very few, and I was still trying to learn how to edit. You know, so a lot of it was like under fire, trying to learn this editing concept of, you know, B-rolls and jump cuts and all this other stuff. And it was like hard, like very hard to learn this type of editing style, you know?
Yeah. I tell you, I got into it wanting to do video, but then when I learned that I could do something that I always wanted to do, which I always wanted my own morning radio show. I always thought
Yes.
that's cool and just something, you know, we always have this thing, man, that'd be cool. And then when this started coming along, I probably learned more about how to do this than I have videos because I haven't had the opportunity to do very many videos. This I had to learn and learn quick, and I'm still not good at it. But I've got a good crew that helped me, Felix and Nettie and Jerry, and they help bring it all together.
Yeah.
But we get to do a morning show every morning, and it's grown, it's changed, it's evolved. But I know what you mean. I look back at some of my first shows I did, and they weren't quote a show then. It was just a hangout time.
Sure.
And I'm like, I think our show's going nowhere growth wise. And then I look back and think, man, we're amazing. We're a long ways down the road.
Yeah.
But we've only been on, I put my first video on in December. And then I went to Uganda on a mission trip and put a couple on in January. But I didn't start live streaming till February. And then everything shut down in March. And I started doing this show, not as a show, but just hanging out. And then it evolved to this. But we've only been on, like I say, since December. We're at about 1,100 subscribers. So
Oh, cool.
we've been monetized. How long we been? Let's see, a couple months maybe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
about 2 months.
Yeah, Felix is close to getting monetized. She needs watch hours. Me and Jerry got monetized, I think, within a couple of weeks of each other.
Cool. That's cool.
So Jerry, he's got a lot of cool stuff. You'll see him do some camping stuff, and when he gets a chance, he'll show fire stuff.
Oh, cool.
And he used to do karaoke, and so he just has a cool hangout channel, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
And he's a pretty awesome guy as well.
Yeah.
I'd only say that since he's got his headphones off, but
Yeah, I don't want to give him a big head.
I don't want to give him a big hand. So, where do you see your channel going in the next year? I guess it's got two answers to it, because when couple, like my wife don't have a lot to do with this. Like, she supports me and she's in the videos when I ask her to be, and she supports me, but this is not her cup of tea. She enjoys it. I enjoy it because I stay out of her hair, right?
Sure.
But things like you two do it together. So where do you guys see the channel going? Like, is there any innovation y'all want to add to it, or a different direction maybe?
Yeah.
Tell them about the other. Like, we've been talking about like a second channel, doing something different, focusing on, like our hometown, focusing on like more of like stuff we like our personality type stuff, like with different things that we enjoy, to where we don't have to go out and travel, and then also having the channel where we do go and travel. I like doing more local stuff. We're going to focus more on like Colorado stuff, because we could do that on a weekend trip, and then a few times a year do like the big trips out of state and stuff. Focus more on different places other than just one single place.
I think you could do that with your channel you have now. I don't think that would require another channel. A lot of channels grow into different things.
Mhm.
I think people watch your channel because of YouTube and what y'all are doing. It don't matter what you're doing. They watch because the things that you like, everybody else likes.
Yeah,
That's how I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't watch Jerry's show for his personality. We watch his show to see if he'll mess up or do something, trip over a water hose or something, And Felix, we watch her show because we like to see her panic when what's his name's driving too close to the edge of the road, But anyway, so if you guys now you said something about y'all talked about an RV. What kind of RV would y'all have if y'all?
I've looked at like the Jaycos before. Just something, I don't know, like I honestly I think what my tolerance level for the size of it would probably be nothing bigger than max, like maybe 28 feet, preferably 24, but I'm just saying, because at this late in the game for me, I don't know, I guess my patience for dealing with something towing behind me and I don't know, it's believe me, I've thought about this before, and I even thought like a fifth wheel would be better because of how it sits in the back of the bed of the vehicle and it's easier to move and back up. But I don't know, something small, definitely something small, just to see how it's going to go, and then we'd move up from there. But
Melanie's like 40-foot fifth wheel with 5 slides, a center island kitchen.
Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like the diesel pushers, I love those things, with the slide outs. I mean, those are awesome. But I just know driving something like that, and got to tow a vehicle behind it. Oh my God. I mean, that within itself is.
You're a military man, son. Tough enough.
I know, I mean, I used to be able to handle stuff like
Suck
that.
It up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
And he don't let me drive, so I don't have to worry about that stuff.
Oh man. Felix, do you drive your rig every now and then?
I have not actually, but I have pulled trailers before, so I'm sure I could. It's just been quite a long time since I've done it. But yeah, I haven't actually done it. I it's not because he won't let me, because I can't remember. We might have been
who the boss is. You don't have to say that.
Yeah, well, we might have been in Kansas or something, and he asked me if I wanted to drive, and I'm like, no. I don't need to. I don't want to. I don't know. So
Felix and them they converted a cargo trailer into a RV. And
yeah. I've seen that with Felix. So, hey, Felix, was that a 6x12 or 6x10?
6x10.
6x10. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
It's 7 foot tall. I think is what it is. 6.5, 7 foot tall. It's tall enough Jerry can stand up in it, because he was inside of it and he stood up in it, and his head didn't touch. So
yeah.
Well, I know I could then.
Oh yeah, you could stand up in our front counter. So
I could probably jump up and down
in the fender well.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it small. We don't have a lot of area for parking. That was one main reason. Is at the house we just don't have a lot of space for parking. We didn't have to pay to have it stored.
Yeah.
So we went as small as we thought we could. We looked at a 5x8, and there are some people that do it.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Excuse me, but they're like strictly you sleep. You know, it's like one of those little tiny teardrop. You know,
Sure.
where you just get in, you sleep. That's all you do. The kitchen's in the back, and you know, you don't stay in it. I wanted something at least big enough that if it's bad weather, we can be inside comfortably. Sure. You know.
Yeah, sure.
But it works for us. We like it.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of the questions I usually ask, you done answered. I usually ask, did you think it was going to be you against the world when you started YouTube? But you already had friends in the business, so
yeah. Well,
have you guys gained a few? I mean, I know you had those couple of friends that really helped you get rolling, but have you guys gained sort of a community following that you have a group of friends now you would have never had you not been on YouTube?
Oh, yes, definitely for sure. For sure. I mean, I met a lot of wonderful people, like even Christine and James, her husband, that was in the chat. You know, we would have never met Christine and them, you know, I mean, they're from Chicago, but we just wouldn't have never met them. And they're really loyal to our channel, which is awesome. But, you know, again, with the Vegas community, I mean, you almost have to take the good with the bad. I know that's like that with any channel. But there's, it's it's something about it, you know, where there's a lot of people that make you feel like it's me against the world, especially if you're not doing their type of style of covering Vegas and so forth. You know, the community is very divided, you know. That's why when Felix kind of reached out to me, you know, it was like a breath of fresh air to kind of be, you know, it's like she came at a perfect time. I mean, it was just like the perfect transition time where I was ready to kind of branch out and meet new communities versus the one that I was in, because the one that I was in, you know, I got to really understand it and understand how this all works. And then once I figured that out, it made me look at it a lot different and reassess some things, you know. It's like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I tell everybody, a lot of people nickname me the mayor. I don't want that. I don't want that because I want this to be a place we can hang out.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
But I don't even know if I want it to even be classed as a community. I want this to be the coffee shop. I want this to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that we bring new people in and we have to get more seats to sit down. And
sure.
But I also want people, like you said, and that's one reason, like you guys get invited. I want to open our viewers up to different people and different venues and different ideas.
Different genres.
Yeah, because
it doesn't always have to be RV.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
One of the things that me and Felix has a lot in common on is we like different kinds of music. Like from top to bottom, we like all different kinds of music. That's what I want in this show. I want the music, you know, the videos. I want it to be different because I've learned to like stuff that I didn't know anything about.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Just by being on my own show.
Yeah.
I met people, you know what I'm saying? I met people I would have never met had Felix not have found them and asked them to be on the show.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I ran into another Colorado vlogger, Colorado Martini.
And, they've been on our show.
Oh yeah, we're like best buds now, you know, and it's so cool because we both are in the same kind of area, doing the same type of, you know, covering the same areas. And it's just different than versus me covering Vegas and another Vegas vlogger covering Vegas. I mean, it's just like a different atmosphere, you know, and she was very welcoming to me and all that. I mean, and it's just really awesome to just branch out and kind of meet those new people and so forth.
Yeah. This is every time I think we've got a good groove going, then we start getting in a rut, and I think things sort of slow down, and we have to reinvent it like weekly, this show, because if we don't watch it, we've got so many people that does the same thing, but sometimes it's not by choice. It's everybody's schedule. It's how everybody works. It's when can somebody come, when can somebody has to reschedule and all that. But we, as a show, have made it a goal to try to go outside the realm and bring more people in and expose that. And but it is a challenge sometimes because you get people that say, "Oh, y'all an RV channel." We have a lot of RV channels in here, but we're not just RVs. Our people like drones. Our people like race cars. Our people like talking about trucks, except Felix. Our people like power stations and power blocks and solar, and we like, just all kind of stuff, eating out, and
music, art. I mean, we've had a lot of different stuff because you may love RVing, you may love camping, but you love other stuff too. It's, your whole life probably isn't just RVing and camping.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. So to me, the RV is just a home.
Yes.
The lifestyle is just our home moves.
Sure.
For some people, some of us are just weekenders, but still, it is our home in a different location. That's all it is. We like it said, we like art and all that.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest challenge with your show?
The biggest challenge, is probably trying to do the research for some of the areas we go to. I think it's just trying to kind of work things out in my mind while I'm there. Like a chronological how things are going to like come to the editing and how the sequence of events, how things go. That's probably the biggest part. Just trying to figure it all out, how I'm going to make it work. A lot of times I don't figure that out until I'm back here at home, until I'm looking at everything. Once everything is categorized, then I kind of get to see things, a little bit different, So I just think just trying to keep everything clear in my head when we're out, just trying to figure out how am I going to make this work? How do I do this and so forth? Because a lot of it is just trial and error for me. Really, it is just trial and error.
Yeah. I'm going to give everybody a video idea. Use it if you want. If you don't, okay. But anyway, I would love to see one in y'all's area. But everybody here, we got people in Canada. We got people all over the world right here in the chat. And but I wish, I don't live in a tourist destination, but if I lived in one, I think a great video would be, hey, you want to come to where I live, wherever that is? Here's your great package and a great place. You can stay here and not be in all the tourist stuff. You can go down this road just to get you around the main drag in Pigeon Forge. You know what I'm saying? You can go down this side street.
Yeah.
And you need to go to the local goat at 4 instead of 5. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's the kind of videos I think they interest me.
Yes.
And boy, you guys are on a gold mine right there. Where you guys are at. I can, especially, I can see y'all getting on there and saying, look, once you get here, this is a $1,000 vacation, or this is a $2,000 vacation. This is what you get,
Sure. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I feel more comfortable doing that now. What you're talking about. I feel more comfortable doing it in areas like this, like Colorado and so forth. I just think when I start to branch out, and if I start to do like things like that in like Vegas or something, I started getting more. I don't know. It's not a comfortable territory for me to go into, just because of all the scrutiny. There's always going to be somebody who's going to say, no, it's not. That's not the way. Whatever. I mean, it's just that community has made me develop a lot of stigmatisms when it comes to.
Well, you ought to run a live stream 6 times a week. You want to talk about negativity?
Yeah, I think you're going to get that no matter what community you jump into, because, I mean, unfortunately, there's always negative people out there, and they look for things.
Sure.
Definitely. So, and some of them really like to voice their opinion. So, I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to run across those people, and I guess really it's what you do. Or what you say back is what really matters.
Sure.
Yeah. What was that? Did y'all hear that?
Sounds like somebody's getting mail or something.
Oh, sorry. That was mine. That was mine.
Oh. I thought it was Jerry.
He's getting negative comments right now.
Yeah.
I heard what you said on that live stream.
I know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh man.
Well, you can't please everybody. You're never going to please everyone. So, like Gary always says, you do what you like to do, enjoy it. And if other people don't, that's their loss.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, it's not their cup of tea. Move on.
Yeah.
So, do you guys do any live streams, or y'all all recorded?
It's all recorded. I just never. I mean, either I'm in a place like I thought about live streaming when we were in Cripple Creek, Colorado, but it's just the Wi-Fi, the 4G was really bad. We at such a high elevation in Colorado, you start to kind of lose that connectivity for the Wi-Fi or for the 4G. Sorry. So that's why we kind of just stick to just doing the videos itself and so forth.
We were actually just in Cripple Creek. We haven't put those videos out yet. My sister-in-law lives about 25 or so minutes from there up in the mountains. And yeah, there's like no signal.
No.
You're constantly looking. Oh, nope, no signal. Oh, no signal. Oh, no signal. Then we got into, what was that one town? Wood something woods. I don't know. Anyways, over there, kind of on the way to Colorado Springs, and I got signal, and wham! It hit my phone, and I had messages from Nettie and Gary. I mean, it went off the hook. My phone was like, bam, 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 bam. I was like,
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, man.
That's the downside where you guys live. I bet getting Wi-Fi and cell phone coverage is horrible.
Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad when we went to Estes Park. I mean, we were checking in and we thought about live streaming there. It was a lot better, but places like Cripple Creek, oh man, I mean, it's just it's a lot harder in certain areas, definitely because the elevation.
So y'all done in the winter season there? I mean, I know it's still fall, but are y'all done getting into snow and stuff in your area?
Not in Pueblo. I mean, today in Pueblo it's supposed to be close to 90.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Pueblo is kind of a lower elevation. I think Pueblo sits kind of like at 6,000 feet above sea level, and you got Cripple Creek that's almost 10,000 feet above sea level and so forth. So no, Pueblo doesn't get the same type of weather that those western areas get because we're kind of protected by the mountain range that's on that side, the west side. So
yeah, I couldn't breathe in Cripple Creek.
Oh yeah.
You can hear it in my videos. In fact, I think I comment on when I'm talking on the video because I'm like, I can't breathe.
Oh yeah.
That's how Blackhawk was. He had to retake a few times because he's just like,
yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I actually had nosebleeds a couple of times if I'm only in Colorado in certain areas for a very short period of time, I'm usually fine. But we stayed like a week at my sister-in-law's, and she's a little over, I want to say she said 9,000 feet up. So we were there like 2 or 3 days, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm fine, And then all of a sudden, it's like, what is that? Oh my God. I mean, it was like, I'm like, yeah. Then we went to Cripple Creek, and I couldn't breathe, and we're trying to walk, and I'm like,
I had to Google that. Y'all were talking about how many feet above sea level y'all are, and I'm like, I don't know if I've ever even looked, but we are 1,296 feet above sea level.
1,200, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fort Payne, which is down in the valley where we go to Walmart, is 906.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You better take a mask if you go up in the mountains.
Scottsboro, which is another town, that's where the unclaimed baggage is. Y'all hear me talk about? We carried Jerry Holly to, and where we met Senior Sister. They are 689. That's where you go to Scottsboro if you want to actually get into the Tennessee River. So
sure.
But we got some pretty country over here, but I will say I have probably taken it for granted too much. But
well, sure, you're right there by the Smokies.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
We're not far. We're south.
Yeah,
About
but
4 hours.
you're there.
We're about
You're
four.
a lot closer than I am.
Yeah, we're about 4 hours, 5 hours south. I got
See,
you
that's
there.
a good day trip right there.
Yeah, we go. Matter of fact, we were camping there in October of last year. This time last year, we had just bought our camper that we got now, and we were in Anchor Down Campground in Sevierville, Tennessee, not knowing that the world was going to shut down come March. So, who knew?
Yeah.
So
But
how?
do you guys have plans to do like what is it, Black Canyon? Is that what it is? Black Canyon around the Gunnison area and like Mesa Verde and stuff like that. Do you guys have plans to do those places?
Sure.
Have you done those places already? I haven't watched all your videos. But
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, we're planning on doing it. I think kind of we came to an end for this season for the Colorado area because a lot of the places that would be worth showcasing are just in those areas where just the travel is not going to be that friendly in the wintertime for us. So we kind of shut down on Colorado a little bit for this go around for this season. And now we're going to kind of venture out into some of the warmer areas away from Colorado. But definitely starting up a new year, we'll start hitting more of those spots because I found some really good ones that we were going to do at the end of this month. But the more I looked at the Fairplay, the Leedsville, the Breckenridge area and all that. But I just checked today and they had snow up there. So that kind of, changed my mind on that.
Yeah, my sister-in-law got snow like the week after we left.
Oh, wow.
So we left like right in time. I mean, they didn't get a ton. It was probably, an inch or two maybe, but
Sure.
I mean, they did get snow.
Yeah.
Fairplay, I saw something. I want to say YouTube popped it up. Said that they had there's wineries and stuff there.
Yes.
I didn't know that because I don't think we were that far from Fairplay. I like wine, and I wish I'd have known that because we would have gone over there. So now I got to go back. But
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, guys. My wife is texting. The boss comes first. So anyway. So, anybody got any questions out in the chat for our guest? Ask them now if you want to maybe get an answer to that. Jerry Holly waving. He got to go.
oh, okay. Bye, Jerry.
The boss is in the house.
Yeah.
So, have you guys, I think you said you met Colorado Martini. I'm not sure. I didn't really understand that, but have you guys met very many YouTube channels that you didn't know prior to YouTube?
No, not really prior to. Yeah, like Colorado Martini, I just ran across her. It was on accident. It was just sheer accident. And then yeah, and then like I said, once we started talking and all that, and I mean, we just seen that we had a lot in common. But I didn't meet her in person. She said that we should do some type of collaboration. And I agree that we should.
Oh, yeah, you definitely should. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So I think she was telling us her husband works a lot out of Denver.
Yeah.
But she was on the show several weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, it's been, well, she was on the show when I was in Colorado, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Felix was so happy to get Colorado Martini. She was giddy. And then she found out she was going to be gone traveling across the country the day that she was going to be on.
Yeah. So, it happens.
Yeah.
We, the way we have to work with getting guests on here, I say we, Felix handles it, and her and Nettie, and it's like a chess match. If you move here, you got to think about what's going to happen, or if you move over here, you got to work it out. And there's 4 of us, and so we have to work around 4 lives as well. So 4, people can live in life.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So do you see a point that you guys will start doing a live? I know you said you didn't do any, but do you see a point where you would start doing one?
Yes, definitely. I just have to kind of, I don't know. I mean, I I kind of see it happening in the future. I'm just trying to. I can't even think of the words for what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
He's more worried about what am I going to say and what am I going to talk about and stuff like that. So he's kind of a little, nervous about just putting himself out there.
Well, I will say I love your idea of going live. Like you said, you thought about doing it. Where were you, Estes or something?
Estes.
You might do it there. I think that's a great idea to go live from a location, especially if you've never done it and you're nervous.
Yeah.
We did a first live. I wasn't going to do one, and I know it sounds really weird because I'm up here live all the time, but to do my own, I didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
But we talked about it. It's like, hey, why don't we do one while we're magnet fishing? So we found a spot that actually had signal. That's another issue with the way we want to do our live with signal. Yeah. And so we did our first one. Will have been 2 weeks ago this coming weekend, I think. And it went pretty well, I thought. We didn't even announce it or anything. We just like, hey, we're going live. Boop. And there we were. So, I think we had like 20 people in there at one time, one given time. And I mean, that's pretty good considering we didn't announce it or, anything. So we were pretty pleased with that. But we had activity going on. So it was something to actually talk about rather than just sitting here trying to think of, what do I say next? And then you get that dead air. I mean, we have dead air on this show.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, with all the people and, Gary constantly talks and, then it's just all of a sudden, poof, and we're all like, So, I mean, it happens, but so I like the idea that you would do it at a location. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
You got to think, we do 11 and a half hours of live a week.
Oh, wow.
We do 5 2-hour shows and 1 hour and a half Tuesday night show.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to have a lot to talk about. That's one good thing about having guests. It takes up a lot of time, and we want the show to be entertaining as well. And so the guest introduces people to new people, and so. But I do agree that I'm like Felix. I do agree on location lives are a lot easier to do because you have a lot, and you don't have to do 2-hour lives. I know a lot of people pop in and do 20, 30-minute lives, But in your case, you don't need watch time, but you want to bring awareness to your channel, and people enjoy being on live streams because you get to interact.
Yeah.
So we've had some live streams that have rocked and knocked it out of the park, and we've had some that I thought I just want to crawl under a rock. I felt like I'd done that bad of a job. It wasn't the guest, it wasn't the show. It was just like, where was my head that day, And so Felix now has to keep me going. A lot of times Felix now will get a text right before the show that I'm going to need a lot of pushing. That means I've had a rough day. Y'all better ask a lot of questions. Because my head just ain't with it. It's hard to have your head in the game for 6 live streams a week.
Sure.
You know what, though? When you have 1 or 2, I mean, even literally just 1 or 2 supporters that are so loyal, doesn't that make you feel awesome? And you guys got this Christine Reed that's in here, and she's been hanging out this whole time. And I don't know if she's related to you or just friends or met you on YouTube, but I mean, talk about loyal. I mean, she's sitting here listening to Gary ramble on, and she's still here. That's that's really awesome that she supports you guys that much. I think that's great.
I hope she's a subscriber to our channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she will be. Christine, she's a special kind of person.
Yeah, she is.
When Willie started doing, research into YouTube, and he started really getting into YouTube and watching YouTube, and he got in with Say Hi to Matthew. That's where he met Christine. And then somehow I started talking to Christine, and now she's like one of those people who, you get a random text from, just like, hey, thinking about you. I hope you're having a good day, or,
I just love those. I get those a lot.
encouraging type of person. And her husband's real supportive, and she's got the cutest little boy. I mean, they're just neat people, and we were lucky to run across them, and now they're a part of our lives. So it's pretty
That's awesome. That's really awesome. We also have, some really loyal, true supporters. Gary's not one of them, but we do have we have some.
I don't just cut 15 minutes out of my show once a week for their show.
We have some that, I mean, it's almost as soon as the video's out, they've already watched it and commented, and we've had emails from some of our subscribers. Just, we had one, he emailed and he was like, hey, he goes, I hear you're having bad weather over there in your state, tornadoes and stuff. You guys be careful. Well, we were actually traveling at the time and weren't in the state, but I'm like, wow, that's so nice that he would, take time to email us and just make sure that we were paying attention there, because he was concerned. I think that's awesome.
I think it is. Me and Felix and Nettie and Jerry, we kid about getting a lot of grief on a daily basis in emails, and that's okay, because I respect that people have a different opinion, and sometimes messages come across. When you text a message, it don't come out the way that you may verbally say it, and so I don't take it offensively. It's just we do get a lot of that, but I will say I probably get just as much, just as many, if not more, messages say, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Love your show and had a great guest." I get a lot of that too. We were actually, and Felix may remember this, a few back in the spring, we were under a tornado warning here. We had 3 that was coming across our city. We were in a storm shelter, and my phone was blowing up with people from YouTube asking if we were okay.
Oh.
And I was supposed to be live, but instead of being on my Tuesday night live, I was in a storm shelter taking cover. And my phone, like I said, was just blowing up with YouTubers texting and asking if we were okay. So
I think that makes it worth it. Even if you get 20 hateful comments or emails, but you get that one really good one, and they just, they love your channel, they love your content, they're loyal to you. I think that wipes out those other.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't even care what the others said.
We have took a lot of criticism and put it into place on our show. We've adjusted our show to some of the critics because it was actually good. So, you've got to take it all if you're going to get the gems, And so, well, guys, I don't want to hold you up all day. We've had fun.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
One time, Willie, I'm shocked.
What's that?
I said you didn't get slapped one time. The boss one time. I used him somewhere along the way to get somebody in trouble. That's Uncle Lisa Productions. He may have been in here all morning. I don't know.
I think he just popped in.
So he's a character, by the way. He's from Finland.
Oh,
That's one of our global watchers. And he is an awesome guy. Me and him chat some on what is that app that we're on? WhatsApp. That's what it is. Anyway, we chat a little bit on there every now and then, but our time zones is so far off, we don't chat a whole lot. But I've been missing all the late night shows, so I've been missing getting to see him, and I miss seeing him all the time. Good friend right there. So Uncle Lisa Productions said there's still time for Willie to get slapped.
I just saw that.
Do y'all watch K&R Destinations?
I just found that channel. I just ran across it like about 2 days ago. Matter of fact, I haven't seen none of the videos yet, but I just ran across it.
Kyle gets slapped on a regular basis by his wife. And a few weeks ago, I don't even know what brought it up. Somebody said something about Ryan giving Kyle a wet willy. And they were she done it to him. And so I got on there and said, they're not monetized. What are we doing? We're doing PayPal. I said, $2 PayPal tips, because they have a tip jar. I said, $2 PayPal tips, Kyle gets a wet willy. I don't know how much money they took in that night, but it was
That's funny.
we've met them in person. They came down. They had never owned an RV, so they picked up their RV. Where was it? They picked it up in Knoxville. Anyway, I think it was Knoxville, Tennessee. So they never owned.
It was in one of the Carolinas, wasn't it?
No, it was Knoxville or on their way down this way, because Carolina is way on over. I think it was Knoxville. But anyway, they came from Knoxville, or wherever it was they picked it up, straight down here to us. And they done their first camping trip with us. But that was awesome. They only done one night. They were within 2 hours of us. And he said if they was going to get that close, they were coming on. That's why I'm pretty sure it was Knoxville. So they came on down and camped with us, and it might have been Nashville, but either one's 2 hours away. But anyway, and they're a hoot. They're a hoot in person. They're a hoot on their show. So they're big supporters of our show as well. So, but we won't hold you guys up. It's been fun. Hopefully you gained a few new subscribers to your show.
Yes.
And loyal people maybe. And y'all have to come back, hang out with us again sometime.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Definitely, for sure.
Y'all get you an RV, you definitely got to come back. We want
that. Yeah, we got to know about the RV.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll let you guys go and hang out. We don't want to take up your whole morning.
Okay.
And so it was nice meeting you guys, and y'all be safe up there, and holler at us sometime, and we'll do this again.
Okay, sure thing, Gary.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Felix. Appreciate it. Yep.
All right. Thank y'all.
Bye.
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 Well, that was cool, wasn't it?
And they're such nice people.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait till their New Mexico videos come out, because I want to see where they go that we didn't go, because I know there's a lot that we did not do while we were there.
Oh, wow. I just now seen Justin and Christina's question. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't see that on the way out the door.
I didn't either. Sorry.
They may be in the chat if y'all want to.
Yeah, if they're in the chat, they might be able to answer that.
So, but yeah. Hopefully we'll know something today on the house inspection. I will be glad. My nerves is shot. So we'll get the home inspection. Get the home inspection done.
And get where K&R picked up their trailer, because I want to see where it was they were at.
It was Knoxville or Nashville one. But
I think you're wrong.
I'll tell you.
There you go. Text and ask. Ask them where they got their trailer. What state? Because I'm not finding the video. Oh. Maybe that's it. I think I found it.
I think it was Knoxville because they had thought about going to the Smokies.
See, I think they did that on the way back through, though.
We should know momentarily. Unless Kyle is toting a refrigerator in. No slow momentum. I'm not going to get to make Mayberry.
Stuff. To document this moment, they tell them how excited are you?
Do you have a radio on?
I have their video running on my phone.
I thought, what is that? They've read my text. They just hadn't responded yet.
Well, I mean, she's been working a lot.
Slow momentum said North Carolina. I don't think it was because that's further than 2 hours from me.
But they had to come back through, Gary.
Louisville, Tennessee, which I think right at Knoxville. 4223 Airport Highway, Louisville, Tennessee.
Louisville, Tennessee. Okay. I could have swore it was a Carolina.
So technically, I guess we were all wrong.
Yeah.
But I would say I was closer in mileage than you in slow-mo. Hang on, my boys is getting in front. Hey, where y'all at? Y'all better not let me do it. Babysitting the boys.
Some Uncle Lisa, but that's a really weird question, I think.
What Uncle Lisa asked?
He wants to know if I like horror movies. That's kind of scary coming from him.
Yeah, but that's all he puts out, horror movies.
Did you watch his last video? I think it was his last video. I haven't seen one since. That he did with a whole bunch of guest appearances.
No, I gotta go watch that.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Was it as hilarious as the one he done of us?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was pretty funny, but I liked it because I'm sitting there trying to remember, or trying to think of figure out whose voice it is. Because it's different people from the community, and I'm like, wait, that's so-and-so. Oh, that's so-and-so. There's a couple of them I didn't know, and I had to watch the credits at the end. I'm like, oh. But I think they disguised their voices.
Oh, they was trying to trick everybody.
Uh-huh. You need to send me an email. You ask me if I like horror movies, and then you tell me you need to send me an email. I'm not sure
That's scary. Oh, that is very scary. I'm trying to catch it.
Yeah, Gina was in it, and there was several people in it. But Gary needed to go watch it.
Yeah, I need to go watch it.
Figure out who all the people are that's talking.
Anybody that missed out on the Matt's RV reviews live stream we done a few days ago, that has been a hit. Thanks for everybody that went back and rewatched it. It's had over 200 views since the show went off. And so it's had over 400 views. It is our most popular, I think. Is it not our most popular live stream? I have a video.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so if it's got that many.
I think it's at 416. It may very well be the first video to go to 1,000 if it keeps going. That's pretty
crazy.
Quick.
I mean, it was a great interview. I just don't know what makes it set apart from the other interviews. That's what I don't understand.
He has a big following. We interviewed panels. To me, there's a difference. You can have, and I think our guest today touched on that a little bit. You can have a lot of subscribers and not get much benefit from it.
Yeah. But Matt, that live stream passed Traveling Robert by about 56 views, 60 views, something like that. And it's not too far from passing your top 2 videos. So it may very well be number 1 pretty soon overall.
Yeah, I don't have a video that's got 1,000 views. So I was hoping to get one before long. So that may very well be the one that done it. So
we've got, I think, 4 that are over 1,000 views, something like that.
The one with the puppies, that's been on a long time. So it's also my main video when you pull up my page. So it's going to get a lot of views. So
yeah, our slideshow of our build, because we didn't do an actual video, it's at over 3,500, but that was our very first video too. The big one is the potty. I gotta find it. Last I looked, it was over, I think, 8,000 views, which I don't know. It's almost to 9,000 views. It's at 8935. So another 65 views in our second potty video will be at 9,000 views.
Wow. Sorry about that. I had to look away. My real estate agent was texting me.
Whoops. Sorry, forgot to turn my sound back down there.
I think it was the inspector had a death in the family.
Oh.
So it's going to be tomorrow before we know anything. But I will say, I think the buyer was here. I'm thinking at the end. So he should have went over everything with him. So I don't. Just never know. And then I got people texting me about houses for sale. So, I got this thing. People that are, I don't know, just take it however y'all want to. But anyway, I got this thing that I just pray that everything happens however the Lord wants it to be. So in other words, if it don't go the way I want it, it may be meant for me to go through whatever that is I'm going through. I don't want something because I want it.
Exactly. I don't feel like you should always pray, God, give me this. You should pray, God, give me what I need.
Meemaw Matters.
What you want me to have.
Wow. Meemaw Matters, not to interrupt you there, their video with their purchase from Matt has nearly 3,000 views. But yeah, there's things like that I want and I have goals for, and I pray for those things. But the way I pray for things, I just pray that if the Lord thinks I can handle that, and if it's in and it's His big plan, and that if that'll benefit the kingdom. I do my life as, I don't know, I always wanted to be one of the knights at the round table. That's the way I envision my Christian walk. So it may not be a pretty battle to get there, but at the end, I want to sit at the big table. And that's the way I envision my life. And so anyway, y'all don't want to hear about all that. And so not everything goes the way that me and Tammy sees or wants. So, but that's just all I want. As difficult as things may be, we see them as difficult. The Lord sees them as progress. So, all right, there's weekend RVing coming in. Roy and Becky said they know where a house is for sale in Indiana. Camping Therapy said they had a video 1 over 1,000 and 3 over 2,000. Tiny Camper Nick videos. That's cool. Nettie saying take care. Praying for you guys, Nettie and Mel. Thrifty Angela's in the house. I seen her come in a while ago, or seen her a while ago. I don't know when she came in. I've lost my second screen here. Trying to catch up with some of this going on in the chat. Oh wow, Slow Momentum said his 1,000,000-mile truck video has got nearly 12,000 views.
Yeah, my potty's about to catch up with his truck.
You said how many you say it had?
It's almost 9,000.
Wow.
all about switching from kitty litter to pine pellets. Isn't that crazy? So then we have our slideshow one that's what did I say? It was 3,500 or something like that. We have the original potty video, and I didn't just look it up, but last I looked, I think it was in the 2s or 3s. We have a talkie video that's up there in like the 2s or something, and we have the most recent tour of our trailer, which is I think getting close to 3 or just over 3. So we have a few, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of random which ones. It's not like anything specific. You know what I mean? It's not, every place we went in, Oregon, actually like that. Most of the travel videos aren't as good. So,
You want me to tell you something weird? They have come back and monetized that video.
really?
It was limited when I monetized it, and now it says on. Because we talked about what could have got it kicked off with
Uh-huh.
flipped and said that word.
Uh-huh.
But it was limited today. I done it. Now it says on. So no restrictions. Ain't that cool? I hadn't never seen them do one like that. I want to go down. It still has the Bob Wells one that's limited.
I was just going to ask you if maybe they would have changed that one.
The Grassroots Living's limited. Traveling Robert is not limited.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't understand all that.
Roy. Oh, so more people are interested in, or almost as interested in, pooing in a bucket than they are in a truck. That's funny. I really have no idea if pine pellets are cheaper than cedar shavings because I never checked into cedar shavings, so I don't know.
Let me tell you something weird. When I pull up my analytics videos, the top videos in this period, and I put the last year, it don't even have Matt's. It don't even have my dog video. I told you yesterday I was having a problem with it pulling up. Huh.
And you're setting it as the last 365.
Yep.
And those well, we know Matt's wasn't, it was just the other day, but it's not on that list.
Nope.
That's weird.
Yep. It's got Traveling Robert and Bob at the top two videos, which are not the top.
That's not true. Yeah.
It don't have the party one on it, and it don't have the dog one on it, and it don't have Matt's on it.
That's top by what? I mean, is it showing, is that by
your top
views, or is that watch time, or
that's views?
That's views. Yeah, that's not correct then. Huh. That's weird.
Yep. We've got nearly 35,000 views this year. And we're at nearly 9,500 watch hours.
I still need 1,140 or something like that. Yeah, like 1,140. We haven't gained much at all in the last week or so. But whatever. I'm not gonna sweat it.
Don't you just hate when I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
your analytics.
There's my backyard science coming in the door.
Yeah, I was just about to say, hey. Meemaw's had to leave.
Have a good day, Meemaw's Manor.
Roy and Becky may not have a live stream today. I don't know if is anybody coming on? I'm failing this morning. Is RV Weekends coming on this morning, or let's see. I don't see anything scheduled for her.
So,
I'm not really seeing anything for anybody scheduled for after you today.
Nurse and our travel bug said they've been listening. They are on the road. No issues.
Safe
We
travel.
will pray for safe travel. No issues. We will.
Yep.
Everybody's sleeping late at Roy and Becky's.
I somehow accidentally blocked someone. Gonna
What?
figure out who I blocked and how. I'm reading my Backyard Sciences comment.
So you
They
got
got a
to
message that they blocked someone. They got to figure out who they blocked and how to unblock them.
So
on YouTube, I'm guessing.
you'll have to go into your community settings where you like.
Yeah, if you can go into your YouTube studio, click on settings, and if you're on a computer, a window will pop up, and you'll have options down the side. And one of those options, there's I don't know if it's in the privacy section. There'll be a box of people that's been blocked from your channel. So that's what you're talking about. Is it'll list everybody that you've ever blocked?
We got some good average view time on that. No, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. No wonder. Something just ain't right.
Community. Okay. Community in that settings window that pops up. It's community.
Huh. I just don't understand all this analytics.
And I'm not seeing anybody coming up live, so I don't know if but I do see that Blue Wave Odyssey has a new video out as of about an hour ago, so you can go watch that.
Yep. I think it's the meetup with
Fox Van B. Yeah. Grand Canyon, Arizona. It looks like Nursing Our Travel Bug has a premiere later today. I'll just give you a little TV guide, I guess, rundown. Roy and Becky, it's supposed to be on at noon Central Time.
Rocks is going to be on Camo Dave.
Let's see. I had a video out yesterday, if you haven't watched that one. And we'll have another video out tomorrow. J. Charles Outdoors has a premiere today, 4 o'clock Central Time. Van Life with Gina goes live tonight, 7 o'clock Central Time. You guys have to figure out your own time zone. Sorry. I'm just going to tell you
weekends in the house.
Let's see. Looks like Rhonda, Our Destinations, is going to be live today, 3 o'clock Central Time.
Thanks, Kenneth Oaks. Hey, y'all, Van Life Rocks has started doing videos. I mean, a bunch of them. He does a lot of 3-minute videos. pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I liked it. I liked the video, his little short videos. Even though I was pretty disgusted that, he had to let us know that he was leaving the beach after 2 months of sitting on the beach. Boo hoo! It was like, wow, okay. He's a pretty cool guy. If you guys don't watch his stuff or follow him, you should. He's pretty awesome. And he was in a really good spot on that beach, but man, there were so many people there. And it was like sunset, and there still was a ton of people. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Oh man, sorry.
Awesome.
I did not get enough sleep. I stayed up and played on Grizzly Trivia last night.
I have been, and it's shocking the way my nerves have been. I would have thought I wouldn't have slept any, but I've been asleep by the time my head hits the pillow. So
maybe the stress is having a reverse effect on you, and rather than keeping you awake, it's wearing you out so much that you just out.
I could lay down and take a nap right now.
I know I could. It was hard for me to get up this morning. I did not want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to get up this morning. I sure was hoping we'd get an answer today, but I'm pretty sure they said that the seller was going to be here during the inspection. So I would think if it was anything
The
bad,
buyer.
yeah, I mean, the buyer was going to be here. I told y'all my nerves are shot. I got a yellow tint in my...
So you guys weren't able to be there during the inspection?
You never want to be there during the inspection because the realtors don't like you being around at all. They don't want you meeting inspectors. They don't want you meeting buyers. They want the seller to be totally separated from the process. Our real estate agent wasn't even here. And so they hire bonded people that are licensed and bonded inspectors. And so they come through your house like a real estate agent.
No.
And so we agreed to that. Huh?
When these inspectors are going through the house, they have the buyers with them, and they're like, well, and they're pointing this out. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
The buyers, I guess, can either say, well, either you fix it,
yeah,
or we won't buy it, or we don't care, we're going to buy it anyway.
Right. Now, a good inspector, inspectors are good. And sometimes, I mean, the inspector works for the buyer. So they choose, especially in this case, it's an all cash deal. They didn't have to get an inspection, but they did to protect their investment. And I would advise anybody buying to do that. But a good inspector, this is a good inspector. Oh, that concrete's cracked, but this is Sand Mountain. Your concrete's going to be cracked. All right. So what we look for, we don't want it cracking and separating, like with a 6-inch gap in it. That means it's not quit settling. You know, and
that
so
kind of stuff. Major things,
yeah. Or they'll say, the unit don't work. Now that's a biggie. The unit don't work. But like in our case, the unit worked. Or they'll say like, I couldn't get that floodlight to work, but it's got power to it. The bulb's probably shot. A good inspector will explain like, this is a big deal. This is not a big deal. This is going to cost you X amount of dollars. This is going to cost you $5. Or this is not anything to even worry about. Or that brick's cracked, but if you'll notice, there ain't but 3 cracked. There's 30 below it, 50 above it. Could have been bad brick. So,
that makes sense. But it sounds to me like if they were already... If they didn't have to have it inspected and they were already really interested in the house, they probably just want to make sure there's nothing serious wrong that they couldn't see.
Yeah. And a lot of times the homeowner don't know. Like, I wouldn't know.
Right.
Like, I may learn something about my house I didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't build this house. Even if you build a house, you may not know all the answers. You may not know all the problems. As Philip will, and y'all know from hearing me talk about it, I went over this home as a contractor with a fine tooth comb. I was a licensed contractor up until last year, and I just let my license go because we hadn't built anything lately. My dad is still a licensed contractor. I could get my license back. It cost me $1,000, but I just wasn't using it, and I pay like $300 a year, and I didn't have $300 to put into it this year, and so I just let it go. But I went over it with a fine tooth comb. Is everything perfect? No. Is all the majors fixed? Should be. So, you don't know. I mean, we've been here 7 years. That's all we know about the house is 7 years. We've not lived here as long as the people that built it did. So, we had.
I can't imagine that they would find anything, but
Yeah, camping therapy. Yeah, you might say something they don't want you to say, not intentionally. Yeah, we don't have anything to hide, but sometimes you'll say something that comes across wrong. And so realtors don't want you around at all. That's why they're hiring an inspector. Let them find what they do, and we'll talk about that after the fact. And my uncle sold a house the other day. He buys and flips houses. He thought they would be a novel wrote about it because it was such an old house. There was a lot of issues with it. And I think he wound up doing nothing because it was so old. The thing that was wrote up on it, the realtors sent back as appropriate for a 30 or 40-year-old house. It was a pretty old house. And like the dishwasher didn't work. They're like, the house is 40 years old. I mean, it worked, but like it didn't, one of the features didn't work on it. They're like, buy you a new dishwasher. We're not putting one in it. The house is 40 years old.
Yeah. See, if we ever get to where we sell our house, we're selling it as a fixer-upper. We're not, because we won't put money into it. I'm not going to spend $15,000 to upgrade a house and then get the same asking price that, I mean, it's not worth it. If they want to fix whatever, then they can do it after they buy it. But I kind of figure our house was something a flipper would want. They're going to want to pick it up, fix it up a little bit, and then flip it, resell. So
I just got told that they never inspected it.
What?
Yeah, and they didn't tell us. We stayed gone a half a day yesterday for an inspection.
Oh.
Even if you did have a death in the family, somebody could call somebody and tell them.
Why didn't the freaking realtor call you and tell you? Wow.
I'm going off right now. I'm going to delete that. Well, it's not my realtor's fault. I did say it'd been nice if somebody told us.
Yeah, well, it would have been. The realtor should have told. Did they just now find out? Surely they knew it didn't get inspected.
Yeah. Hey, we're fixing to run over.
Yep.
All right, we got to go. I may or may not see y'all tomorrow because if they come to inspect the house.
Right.
So, anyway, I'll try to let y'all know as soon as I know. So, y'all have a good one. If I don't see you tomorrow, thanks for coming. Let me find my extra music. Love you guys. See ya.
Bye.